Hello everybody. How are you all doing today? Please let me know if you can hear me. Hello. Yeah, please let me know. Can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me just ask here. So please, if you can hear me, let me know, just so I know you can hear me. Hello. Yeah, waiting for feedback. Please, if you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. Okay, great. I have a response. Someone is saying, yes, I can. Gabriel is saying loud and clear. Okay, thank you very much. That's interesting. So please, uh, of course, welcome to today's session. And I'm sure some of you know me already. My name is Simplicity Kaji. I'm joining you from Yaoundé, Cameroon, right? And of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with Judith. Judith is joining us from Benin, right? I think it's Cotonou, from Cotonou, Benin, and she's going to be in the chat. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know, right? I can see a number of people here. Sure you tell me if you're here. Please make sure you tell me something in the chat. You can say hello, you can say hi, just say something in the chat, right? So that I know that you're around. Great. So I'm just going to say to greet a number of people. I'm going to say hello to Irene Kibirige. Rona says 3 p.m. here. Interesting. Tofia say lucky. Well, I feel like some people had challenges with time. Actually, the session starts at 1 p.m., right? And that's 1 p.m. GMT plus one, actually. So maybe I don't know where you're watching us from, which country you're watching us from, but the session starts at 1 p.m. GMT plus one. Just to make sure that we don't have those challenges again. So hello to Rona, hello to Tofias Lucky, hello to Fiona, hello to Gabriel, hello to Vivian, hello to Comfort, hello to Fati Nigeria. Interesting. Hello to EMS Crypto, hello to Comfort, hello to Kanza, hello to Isaac Otikiro, hello to Prispa Apio. Now, again, I'm sorry if I'm unable to pronounce the names well, right? I'm really just doing my best. Hello, Lauren. Lauren says she's joining from Zambia. Interesting. So thank you very much. We are going to be looking at a very interesting topic today, right? We'll be looking at tools necessary, tools that you can use to run your business. That's what we're going to be looking at today. And these are very, very important tools that will improve the operations, that will improve, you know, the that will improve the operations of your business. For example, Impacta, for example, is an international organization, and for example, we have employees in different African countries, but we work together and we still manage to achieve a lot. How do you manage a company like Impacta, with different employees around the world, and everybody is still, is doing the job, everybody is achieving tasks? How do you achieve that? It's because of some of these tools that I'm going to be sharing with you. You're going to learn quite a number of things from this session. how you could, you could grow your business, take advantage of these tools to ensure that, you're getting the best when it comes to the operations of your business, right? So there are many things that we have to consider, you know, or many things that we're going to be looking at in this session. So let's go ahead. Uh, Today we're going to be looking at three things, right? Oh, not sure why my screen is disturbing. Yeah, so today we're looking at three things. And the first thing we're going to be looking at getting started with Google Workspace tools. Then the second thing we're going to be looking at communication tools across the business. Then the last thing we're going to be looking at is effective collaboration tools, for running business. So getting started with the Google Workspace, this for those who are not yet familiar with it, we're going to be looking at some communication tools, right, that even we at Impacta we use. Sometimes if you have a company with just one employee or two employees or three employees, it's kind of easy to manage them. But how do you manage a company, with 100 employees, especially if the employees are not in the same country or in the same town, right? How do you avoid, always having to get to your workers, to ask them, what are you doing now? What task are you doing? I asked you to do this yesterday. Why are you not doing it? We're going to be looking at all of that. And of course, we'll look at some collaboration tools, right, that you can use to run your business. Great. So, of course, I have a question. Like always, every session that we have always has, questions. Questions will allow us to be interactive. So, what I would like to know, right, is what are the tools that, we use, right? What are the tools that you currently use for your own business? What are the tools that you use? Do you use do you use maybe Word document? Do you use the Excel sheet? Do you use the Google Doc? Do you use the Google Sheet? Do you use emails? You know, do you use WhatsApp? Do you use calls? What are the tools that you use? Hello, Rona. Rona is joining us from Uganda. I hope you're doing well. So what are the tools? You can just let me know in the chat, right? What tools you're using. And by the way, what I would like you to do is in less than 1 second, right? I just want you to hit on the thumbs up button, right? Just give us a like, hit on that thumbs up button. And of course, if you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, right? Yeah, so what tools do you currently use for your business right now? What are the tools that you currently use? Do you use calls? Do you use, messages? Do you use WhatsApp? What are the tools that you use? I'm interested to know, right? Great. So what are business tools? Business tools are basically a collection of softwares or application that helps businesses and workplaces to bring efficiency in their processes like collaboration, communication and customer support. So the tools that we're going to be sharing with you today are simply tools that will enhance your collaboration, your communication and the way you manage, your customers, right? So let's just look at a few of these tools. Of course, not all of them, just a few of them. We have the Gmail, for example. I'm sure everybody here should know what a Gmail is. We have what we call the Google Calendar. We have what we call the Google Document, the Google Sheet, the Google Slide, the Google Drive, the Google Meet, and the Google Form, right? So these are some of the tools that we're going to be looking at, today, right? Well, some of them. So let's just look at, get started with some of these tools. So why is the Google Workspace important? First of all, it helps you to smoothen, your collaboration. For example, when you use some of these tools, you will not have to, keep following your employees, to know what they are doing now, ask them questions. Why did I gave you this task you have not yet submitted? It's gonna avoid you a lot of this drama. Of course, it will help improve, your communication. For example, there are some very sensitive documents that it's not advisable to send through WhatsApp, because in as much as WhatsApp is secured, but then WhatsApp is an open platform, and so it's sometimes not advisable to send some sensitive, information through WhatsApp. You know, we're going to be looking at, how you can work smartly, right? How you can work smartly. For example, us at Impactor, many of our employees at Impactor work from home, and we have several employees from several parts of the world. How do we ensure? I just spoke about Judith now. Judith is my colleague from Benin, but I've been working with Judith for the past 7 months. But guess what? I've never seen Judith in my whole life. We've never physically met, but we've been working together, we've been working effectively, and we've been working without any particular challenge. How do we achieve that? It's because we can work, smartly. And it goes same for many other colleagues that I've been working with for months, that I've never met, and that I'll probably never meet. Well, I don't know, but I'm most likely not to meet them. Except there is a special meeting that unites us. Well, I'm most likely not to meet them. But how do we manage to work from far, yet we are effective? So another advantage with these tools is that they are extremely secured, right? You're never going to hear that, maybe you stored your information in one of these tools and I don't know, it was hacked or it was checked into and all these kind of things. You will not have all those challenges, right? So importance of some of these business tools, you can use these business tools to create documents and presentations, right? We're going to be looking at all these tools one after the other, so don't worry. You can use these tools to collect and analyze various data like Google Sheet, right? You can use the Google Sheet to collect and analyze data and figures. You can use to store and manage, your different files online like the Google Drive, right? You can also use for networking and effective communication, like uh, 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 um, we're going to be looking at all these different tools, right? As we go ahead. Great. So let's go ahead. So these tools will help you for smooth collaboration. We spoke about emails, video conferences, cloud storage, file sharing. It will help you for, let's look at, for collaboration. Let's look at some tools that you can use for effective collaboration, right? Some of these tools, we have, for example, the Google Doc, we have the Google Slide, we have the Google Sheet, right? So we'll be looking at them in detail. So let's look at the Google Doc, right? So the Google Doc basically is, the Google Doc allows you to, the Google Doc is just like a Word document, right? And those who are used to Microsoft Word, the Google Doc is just the Microsoft Word document, just that it's the online, the Microsoft Word, right? It's the online version of, the Microsoft Word. So the difference between the Google Doc and the Microsoft Word is that if you're using a Microsoft Word document, for example, let's say you lose your laptop, or I don't know, you lose your USB key, guess what? You have just lost your document. But if you're using the Google Doc, all your documents are stored online. All the stuff that you do are stored online, so you don't have to um, you don't have to get worried about losing the documents, because all of them are online. In fact, if you forget your laptop, like right now I'm in Cameroon, right? If I forget my laptop in Cameroon and I travel maybe to Nigeria or to Uganda, once I get another laptop, I can simply log in using my Gmail and I'll recover all my documents. So these are basically some of the advantages, is that the Word document, you use it offline and you can easily lose it. Whereas the Google Doc is simply the online version of the Word document, just that this time around, you can have access to that document from any part of the world. And this is very, very interesting. Another interesting fact about the Google Doc is that many people can work on the same document at the same time. And this is interesting because sometimes if I let's say if I use a Word document, for example, right, and somebody has to edit it, I have to send to the person will have to edit it and send to another person for review, then they send it back to me. The document will go through a lot of stuff. Whereas when you use the Google Doc, everybody can be working on the same document at the same time, meaning that I don't have to to take the document and send it to you to edit. You send it to another person. No, we can all join in on the same document and work on the same document at the same time. I'm seeing what you're doing while you're seeing what I'm doing. Interesting, right? Really, really interesting. So let's look at another tool, another collaboration tool. um, let's look at the Google. Is it the Google slide? It's like I've skipped one. Okay, yeah. So let's look at the Google Sheet. Now, the Google Sheet is just like the Excel document. Remember, the Google Doc is just like the Word document, while the Google Sheet is just like Excel. So, literally everything you can do on Excel, you can do on the Google Sheet. Of course, the difference is that the Google Sheet is online. And so, once you're doing, once you're working on the Google Sheet, all your information is stored online, right? All your information is stored online. And so since it's stored online, you cannot lose it. If you forget your equipment, you can you can go to another place and still get access to your document. So that's the advantage of the Google Sheet. And of course, many people can work on a Google Sheet at the same time, even from different countries. Like if I create a Google Sheet right now, all of us can work on that same sheet, even from different countries. You in Uganda, you in Zimbabwe, in Sierra Leone, in France, in Germany. We can all be working on the same sheet at the same time. And of course, it's interesting because imagine that we have to input maybe 20,000 contacts on a particular sheet, and we are five of us from five different countries, right? We can all input the data at the same time. So, this is the advantage of the Google Sheet, right? And of course, let's look at the Google Slide. The Google Slide is basically what we call the PowerPoint, the Microsoft PowerPoint, right? Of course, it's the online version of it, meaning that you can do your presentations. You can do your well, most times it's used for presentations, for slides. Like the document that I'm showing to you right now was done using the Google Slide. So you can do your presentations, you can do your pitching, your pitch documents, everything related to presentations. You can do it with the Google Slide, right? And it's interesting, very, very, very interesting. And of course, remember that the advantage of these documents is that they can be stored online, meaning that if you misplace your computer, you will have access to them. If you misplace your phone, you will have access to them. If you forget your password, you will still have access to them. If you change location, you will still have access to them. So these are the main advantages of uh, these documents. Great. So let's look at, we spoke about the fact that this stuff could help you improve on communication. So let's look at some communication tools. So we looked at collaboration tools where we saw the Google Doc, the Google Slides, and the Google Sheet, right? Now let's look at communication tools. And under the communication tools, we have the Gmail, we have the Google Calendar, and we have the Google Meet, right? So the Gmail, for example, is well, I'm sure many of us know what a Gmail is. A Gmail is more of a professional platform of communication, right? You can use your Gmail to apply for work. You can use your Gmail, to send emails. You can use your Gmail to hello, hope you can hear me. I feel like I just lost connection for some time, but I hope you can hear me now. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead, right? So the Gmail, like I said, there are some very sensitive documents that um, you cannot send through WhatsApp, right? It's important to send them through the Gmail, right? And one of the advantages of having a Gmail is that every document that you send is stored, right? Every single document that you send is stored, meaning that even if you need it in the future, you can always have access to it. So these are the many advantages, right, of the Gmail. Great. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the let's talk about the Google Calendar, right? Let's talk about the Google Calendar. The Google Calendar. So basically, the Google Calendar helps you to schedule your meetings, right? Okay, let's say, for example, today is the 9th of August, right? Today is the 9th of August. Let's say I have a meeting on the 16th of November. I'm just taking an example. Uh, I don't know. Apparently, I'm having some network issues. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm really hoping you can hear me, right? I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm really having some network issues here. Great. So the Google Calendar will help you to schedule your meetings, right? It will help you to schedule your meetings. Let's say you have a meeting, for example, on the 16th of November, for example, right? One of the ways you can do is you can schedule that meeting on the Google Calendar such that you will be able to, the Google Calendar will send you a reminder, a meeting reminder, right? That's literally what you have to do. I do that a lot of times because sometimes you can have meetings with people and you forget, maybe you forget, or maybe if the meeting is going to stay for long before happening, you can easily forget. So what you can do is you can put it on the Google Calendar such that one day before the meeting, the Google Calendar can send you a reminder, you know, or 30 minutes before the meeting, the Google Calendar can send you a reminder. So you can use the Google Calendar to schedule your meetings, so that you don't forget them, right? Great. So let's go ahead. So let's look at, uh, actually, I'm having a lot of network issues here. So really, really disturbing. Yeah, so let's look at the Google Meet, right? The Google Meet basically is a tool that you use for, collaboration, conferences. So with the Google Meet, people can join maybe a video conference, from several countries, several areas. So if we cannot meet physically, then it's okay, right? We can meet online, and we can meet online using the Google Meet, right? We can meet online using the Google Meet. By the way, if you have any questions, please make sure you let us know in the chat that you have questions, right? Please, if you have any questions, let us know. I'm going to have a whole session for questions, right? Great. So the Google Meet can take up to 250 people, in a meeting, and this could be video conferences, right? We could meet from any part of the world, literally. Great. So these tools could help you work, smartly, and these tools are adequately secured. Adequately secured means that you're not going to have challenges, maybe I don't know, maybe that your information there is hacked or you have some particular challenges. No, up till now, nobody has had such a Okay, so let's go ahead and look at okay, so let's look at storage tools, right? Tools you can use for storage, right? Let's look at tools you can use for storage. So you can create, maybe edit, search, and update, files from anywhere and at any time, right? Let's look at some of these tools. So we have the Google Drive. Now, the Google Drive will allow you to store a lot of information, right? Sometimes you're going to notice maybe someone who lost, uh, I'm sorry for the network challenges. Really, really sorry. Uh, we are in Africa. We are in Africa. It's not really easy. Yeah, so the Google Drive will help you to back up your information, right? You can store so many stuff in your Google Drive. You can store your pictures, past pictures. Recently I was just going through my Google Drive and I saw pictures of like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Interesting. So you can store a lot of information. You can store text, pictures, videos, contacts. You can store so many things in your Google Drive, and I think the Google Drive gives you a space of 15 gigabyte free, right? So you have 15 gigabyte free for the Google Drive, right? And then if you want to extend it, most times you will have to pay something, right? Most times you will have to pay something if you want to extend it, right? Yeah, great. So do you have any questions? It's time for questions. So I'm going to be in the chat. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm just going to go through the chat uh, to see whether we have any questions. Please, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Right? I'll just go through the chat. You know. So EMS Crypto is asking, can we import our hard copy documents into a Google Doc? What do you mean by hard copy document? Meaning that you have a physical document and you want to import it into a Google Doc? Well, for you to import a physical document into a Google Doc, you have to either snap it or scan it, right? Maybe you can use a scanner. You can download a scanner online, which you can scan your document, right, and then upload them on Google Doc, right? You cannot upload a physical document. You have to either scan it or snap it, or if it's your birth certificate, whatever it is, you have to snap it or scan it and then send it online. Yeah, that's it for EMS Crypto. Isaac Itikoro is asking, why do those online platforms come with a smaller storage? Well, they come with a smaller storage because, well, I don't know what you also mean by smaller storage. Most times, they are going to give you an available free storage, right? And then if you want more, you will have to pay. Like the Google Drive will give you 15 gigabyte for free, and then if you want more, you'll have to pay, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead. Isaac Itikoro is asking, can I access my documents on Excel using Google Drive, Google Doc, or Google Sheet? Well, for you to access your document, you have to upload your your Excel sheet in a Google sheet. I don't know if you understand. Because if you have it as an Excel, you have to upload it into your drive. That's how you access it. But you cannot, you cannot access any document you did not upload. So for you to access any document, you have to upload it in your drive. And that's very, very important. So I hope I answered that question. So please, if you have some more questions, let me know in the chat. We have less than 30 minutes, left to conclude. So let's go ahead. Of course, I'm waiting for questions. So let's look at how to create a workspace account with Google, right? How do you create a workspace account with Google? The first thing you have to do is to go to workspace.google.com, right? So head on to workspace.google.com, right? Workspace workspace.google.com. So just head on to workspace.google.com, and then oh, I'm sorry again for the network challenges. So you head on to workspace.google.com. That's where the whole journey starts. From there, they're going to ask you for your business name, right? You input your business name, you add your contact details, they're going to ask you for all of those. You choose your domain name, right? It's going to be there. You just have to choose it. You update your business address, right? And then you set up your login details. Now, these things are very, very simple. Once you head on to workspace.google.com, you just have to follow the instructions, right? So put in your business name. They're going to ask you your business name. You put it there. They'll ask you your contact details, right? You put it there. They'll ask you to choose your domain name. You put it there. They'll ask you to update your business address, right? And they'll ask you to set up your login uh, details, right? Then you do that. So tips to help improve the communication across your business. What are some of the things that will help you improve communication across your business? The first thing is in-person communication, right? In-person communication simply means that you have to, you can get to people, right, and actually communicate with them. Don't The fact that all these platforms have been made available doesn't despise the fact that you actually have to get to people and actually communicate with them. That's very, very important. The next thing you want to do is to stay organized, right? How do you stay organized? You can use the Google Calendar to stay organized, to schedule your meetings and make sure you don't forget them. Another thing you can do is to create your mail list, right? It's always easy when you want to send email to one person or to two people. But what if you're working in an organization with over 100 employees? How do you send emails to all these 100 people at the same time, right? You need to, to build a mailing list and then use some tools like maybe the Constant Contact or the MailChimp, which you can use, to send emails to all these 100 employees Oh, sorry. Very sorry for that. So maybe you have a task to execute in a specific day and you're afraid that you will forget, you can use the Google Calendar, right? I personally, sometimes I use the Google Calendar to schedule, my friends' birthdays, because sometimes some people will be like, "Oh, it's my birthday. You did not know that it was my birthday. You forgot." So what I do usually is that I take down all my friends, all their birthdays. I schedule them on a Google Calendar, and automatically I have a reminder, and I wish them happy birthday accordingly. So the Google Calendar will help you a lot, right? So you can create your mailing list. A mailing list is very important. A mailing list will help you to send regular status updates, send updates. It will help you to share materials, maybe materials and resources, with your colleagues. It will help you also increase your visibility and, create a community. Sometimes you can use an email list to create uh, a whole community, right? And of course you can create rooms, like we said, using the Google Meet, where you can collaborate with people all over the country, or in different countries. It can take over 250 people, so you can create rooms, you can create projects, that you can work on. So we've come to the second phase of our questions, right? And if you have any questions, please put in the chat and I'm going to be responding to your questions. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. So we have here a question from Mikal. Hey guys, Mikal from Zambia just joined you to network. Oh, very sorry for that. What's the name of the topic? So Mika is asking for, is it the name? Is it the name of today's topic? The name for today's topic is implementing Google Workspace across your business. That's the name of today's topic, right? Great. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Mm. So of course, if you have any question, please let me know in the chat that you have questions, right? Let's go to the last part of this training, which is a more practical part, right? Yeah, so let's go to the last part of this session. So the last part is a quite practical part. So what I would like you to do for me, right? What I would like you to do for me is to, head on to your phones, right? Head on to your phones and go on your Play Store, right? Go on your Play Store. Uh, just go on the different apps of your phone. You're going to see Play Store there. Then you click on Play Store, right? So I'm seeing somebody is asking, Caroline Akiteng is asking, how do you create a Google Team account? Yeah, so let's finish with, the Google Workspace. Yeah, so go on your on your Play Store, right? This is for those who don't have all these different apps, right? So go on your Play Store and click on your Play Store. Go to the search bar, right, of your Play Store, and you know type there Google Doc and download. right? After you type Google Sheet, you download. After you type Google Slides, you download. After you type Google Drive, you download. After you type Google Meet, and you download. That's the way you will do to have access to these apps. Now, these are for those who have phones, right? For those of you who have phones, please do well to go on Play Store and download Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Slides, Google Drive, and Google Meet. So once you download them, of course, the thing about tools, right, is that most times you will only understand how to use tools by using them. So most times it's only by using tools that you will know how to use them. So you have to download them and start practicing, you know, how to do them, how to use them. So go on your Play Store and download each of these, tools, right? Download each of them, and then you can start, using them. So you can already start practicing them. Maybe your next document, rather than doing it on a Word document, you can do it on a Google Doc. Maybe your next sheet, rather than do it on a sheet, you can do it on, or rather than doing it on Excel, you can do it on a sheet, right? So you can do that. Maybe your Google Meet, maybe what you can do is, you can decide to create a meeting, just to practice, right? You can decide to create a meeting even with your family members. You can tell your wife, hello, today we are going to be having our family meeting on Google Meet, right? Just so that you can practice, on how to use some of these tools. So most of these tools, you will only understand them by using them. Yeah, so we've come to the end of today's session, right? And I'll be open to questions. Maybe Judith could help us drop the attendance form. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know, right? If you have questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. So I'm open to questions. The attendance form has been dropped. Thank you so much, Judith, for that. The attendance form has been dropped. Make sure you fill the attendance form, right? Yeah, so um I'm open to questions. If you have any questions, please let us know, right? If not, we've come to the end of our session. Please make sure you fill the attendance form. Very, very important. That's the only proof that you attended the session. And also, we are going to be giving certificates, and you want to make sure that you are part of that. So fill the attendance form to benefit from that, right? So thank you very much for coming to today's session. Hope you were able to learn something. Hope you were able to learn some new things from this session. Thank you so much. And of course, I'm open to questions if you have. I hope you've downloaded, your stuff on the on Play Store. If you have any challenges, downloading them, let me know. Okay, Atim Grace is asking, kindly mention what we have to download. You have to download the Google Doc, the Google Sheet, the Google Slide, the Google Meet, the Google Drive, and of course, we have maybe I'll just write that down. Google Doc, Google Meet, Google Slide. Yeah, so thank you very much. Don't forget to also follow us on social media, right? The links of